Welcome back to Technology Review, your trusted source for everything happening in the world of tech. And today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest leaks of the year, Apple's October 14th event, which insiders say will bring us something we've all been waiting for, the M5 MacBook Pro. Yes, you heard that right, the next generation of Apple silicon may be closer than anyone expected. And this isn't just a rumor anymore. Multiple leaks, developer references, and even regulatory filings are pointing in one direction: Apple is ready to unleash the M5 era. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's explore exactly what's happening behind the scenes at Apple HQ, why October 14th is such an important date, and what the M5 MacBook Pro could mean for the future of computing. Chapter 1: The Storm Before the Event. Every year, Apple's calendar follows a familiar rhythm: spring for iPads and accessories, June for WWDC and software, September for iPhones, and then, if history is any guide, October for Macs. But this time, the energy around Apple's fall event feels completely different. After the M4 lineup earlier this year, everyone expected Apple to take a breather, maybe push M5 until 2026. But leaks began surfacing in mid-September that something new was brewing. Then came that now infamous internal Apple event schedule leak, showing preparations for a major marketing rollout between October 13th and 15th. Sources from within Apple's supply chain in Taiwan claim that the company has already finalized mass production for a new MacBook Pro model, one that carries an unfamiliar identifier not tied to any M4 machine. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman hinted that Apple could once again skip a full keynote and instead release a series of pre-recorded event videos, the same format used for the M4 MacBook launch. But the presence of new marketing assets labeled Next Generation Apple Silicon tells a different story. This might be the biggest Apple hardware reveal since the M1. So what exactly is coming? Let's break it down. Chapter 2: The M5 MacBook Pro, What We Know So Far. At the heart of all these rumors lies one product, the M5 MacBook Pro. For months, there were whispers that Apple was testing a new chipset internally called Hydra. Developers discovered traces of it in macOS 26 beta code, referencing a Mac 15.7 model. That same identifier was later seen in regulatory filings in Japan and the US. If you've followed Apple long enough, you know what that means: something new is coming off the production line. The M5 chip represents Apple's next leap in its in-house silicon. Built on TSMC's 3nm second-generation process, N3E, it promises higher transistor density, improved thermal behavior, and better performance per watt. Apple is expected to use the M5 to push its laptops even further, not just faster, but smarter. Let's explore what this actually means for users. Chapter 3: Architecture and Power, Inside the M5 Chip. The M5 is rumored to feature up to 12 CPU cores, 8 performance and 4 efficiency cores, paired with a redesigned GPU architecture supporting hardware-level ray tracing and improved memory caching. Apple's AI ambitions are also baked in. The new neural engine could be twice as powerful as the one in the M4, capable of over 40 trillion operations per second, optimized for on-device large language models and core ML acceleration. Apple's long-term goal is clear: bring on-device AI front and center across macOS and iPadOS. Imagine a MacBook that can summarize your meeting notes, edit your photos, and transcribe your podcasts, all offline, without sending data to the cloud. Leaks from internal benchmark tests claim that the M5 is posting 35% higher multi-core performance than the M4 and up to 45% better GPU performance under sustained loads. That's the kind of leap Apple hasn't achieved since the original M1 generation. And the key? Efficiency. Even at these new speeds, early tests suggest the M5 runs cooler than its predecessor. Apple's 3nm process means longer battery life, quieter fans, and sustained high performance without throttling. Chapter 4: The New MacBook Pro Lineup. So how is Apple planning to roll this out? From what insiders are saying, Apple will start small and expand. The first device to feature the M5 chip is the 14-inch MacBook Pro, with the 16-inch model possibly following early next year, once the M5 Pro and M5 Max versions are finalized. This approach mirrors what Apple did with the original M1 MacBooks. They started with a base model to showcase the new silicon, then layered more powerful versions over time. Design-wise, don't expect dramatic changes. The 14-inch chassis will likely stay the same, with the same mini-LED liquid Retina XDR display, same ports, and same body thickness. But subtle refinements are rumored: better airflow, improved speaker tuning, and a slightly darker space black finish, like the one seen on the M3 models. Battery life could be the most noticeable improvement. Early test units reportedly last over 20 hours of mixed use, thanks to the M5's efficiency gains and a new adaptive voltage scaling feature. Chapter 5: A closer look at the leaks. Let's trace where all this information is coming from. It began with reports from the supply chain. TSMC insiders hinted that Apple had locked production for a new chip variant labeled T8135. That codename lines up with the internal pattern of Apple's M-series identifiers. Then, a filing appeared in the Eurasian Economic Commission database, listing portable computing devices running macOS 26. Within days, beta developers noticed a mysterious new MacBook model referenced in system logs. Shortly after, an alleged Apple marketing storyboard leaked, showing visuals of a MacBook with the tagline, "Beyond Silicon." That phrase has since become a rallying point in Apple communities, sparking theories that Apple will unveil an AI-focused computing direction. Everything points toward one outcome: October 14th is Apple's chosen day to begin the M5 rollout. Chapter 6: macOS 26 Tahoe, built for M5. With every new generation of Apple silicon comes a new macOS designed to exploit it. This time, Apple is preparing macOS 26, codenamed Tahoe. Developers have already found references to dynamic thread balancing, localized inference, and a new API layer called Core Intelligence. These terms strongly suggest Apple is embedding new AI-centric tools directly into the operating system. Picture this: your MacBook can automatically organize files based on content, translate live text in any app, or adapt system performance dynamically based on the workload. That's what macOS 26 promises to deliver. Apple's tight integration between hardware and software gives them a huge advantage here. With M5 as the foundation, Tahoe can bring features that traditional x86 systems just can't match, especially in the realm of AI and real-time computing. Chapter 7: What about other devices? Apple rarely launches a single product alone. And according to multiple sources, the M5 won't debut only in the MacBook Pro. The M5 iPad Pro. Leaked videos from Russian YouTubers show what appears to be a new iPad Pro with identical design but enhanced performance, rumored to be running the M5 chip. Benchmarks indicate a major uplift in rendering and multitasking. If Apple releases it alongside the MacBook Pro, we could be seeing the start of a full M5 ecosystem: Mac, iPad, and perhaps even Vision Pro, all powered by the same architecture. The Vision Pro refresh. Rumors also suggest Apple may announce a refreshed Vision Pro headset with an M5-based chip and an improved micro-OLED display. It may not ship immediately, but announcing it now would reinforce Apple's message that M5 is the new standard for high-performance computing across all categories. The Mac Mini and iMac. Don't be surprised if a base M5 iMac or Mac Mini quietly appears in early 2026. Apple tends to roll these out silently, relying on press releases instead of events. But if the M5 is real, it'll trickle into desktops sooner than later. Chapter 8: Apple's strategy, controlled momentum. One thing Apple has mastered is timing. By launching the base M5 first, they capture attention without overloading their product line. It gives the company months to refine the higher-end Pro and Max chips, while also letting developers optimize software for the new architecture. This staggered release pattern keeps the hype rolling, first with the base model in October, then a fresh wave of interest when the Pro and Max models land next year. From a marketing perspective, it's genius. Apple effectively creates multiple launch windows from a single generation of silicon. But from a user perspective, it also means decisions. Should you buy now, or wait for the M5 Pro? That's the question every tech reviewer will be answering this fall. Chapter 9, AI at the core of everything. The M5 is more than just faster, it's smarter. Apple's entire focus in 2025 has been around bringing AI directly onto the device. No cloud processing, no subscription models, just instant, private intelligence on your Mac or iPad. Apple has already teased new AI features coming to macOS and iOS, like system-wide summarization, automatic transcription, and image generation. The M5 chip's neural engine is designed precisely for that. Expect Apple to highlight these AI abilities heavily during the October event. We might see demonstrations of real-time video editing, language translation, or AI-powered creative workflows, all running locally. This could be Apple's way of differentiating itself from Microsoft's Copilot or Google's Gemini, positioning the Mac as the AI device for professionals. Chapter 10, Design Philosophy and Material Refinement. Even though the M5 MacBook Pro may not look radically different, Apple is reportedly working on new finishes and materials. The return of space black is almost certain, but there's chatter about an even darker, graphite titanium option, an experimental coating that better resists fingerprints. The keyboard may receive minor refinements, too. Several Apple patents describe improved dust resistance and adaptive haptic feedback, suggesting subtle but meaningful design upgrades. It's this kind of incremental evolution that defines Apple's product philosophy: steady, deliberate improvement rather than radical reinvention. Chapter 11, Pricing and Availability. Now the big question: how much will it cost and when can you buy it? Based on leaked retail database entries, the M5 14-inch MacBook Pro is expected to start at around $1,999, similar to the current M4 model. Apple knows it can't afford to alienate its professional base with major price hikes. Pre-orders could open as soon as October 18, with shipments beginning in November. However, Apple might face supply constraints. TSMC's 3nm production is still limited, and reports suggest Apple has secured priority access, but not enough to flood the market immediately. Expect low initial stock and possible shipping delays into early 2026. Chapter 12, Competing Against the World. With M5, Apple is not just iterating, it's competing directly against every major chipmaker on the planet. Intel's Lunar Lake, AMD's Strix Point, and Qualcomm's Snapdragon X Elite are all vying for the title of best laptop processor. But Apple's vertically integrated approach, hardware, software, and silicon all under one roof, gives it unmatched control. If M5 truly delivers the rumored efficiency and AI performance, Apple will have widened the gap even further. This could also drive more developers toward the Mac platform, especially in machine learning and creative fields, cementing Apple's dominance in the premium laptop market. Chapter 13, What this means for you. If you're using an M1 or M2 MacBook, the jump to M5 will feel substantial. You'll get better multitasking, lower heat, and potentially double the AI capabilities. For M3 or M4 owners, though, it's more nuanced. The upgrade is evolutionary, not revolutionary. The biggest benefits will come from software features exclusive to macOS 26 and the new neural engine enhancements. In other words, the M5 MacBook Pro might not be a must-buy for everyone, but it's a clear glimpse of where Apple is heading. Chapter 14, The Bigger Picture. Apple is positioning the M5 as the foundation for its next 5 years of hardware. From laptops to tablets, from desktop Macs to wearable devices, everything will revolve around the M5 architecture and its successors. The company's long-term vision is clear: a unified ecosystem powered by Apple Silicon, where performance, battery, and AI work in harmony. If the M1 was the birth of that idea, the M5 might be its maturity. Chapter 15, The Countdown to October 14th. As we approach October 14th, all eyes are on Apple Park. Will we get a traditional event? A stealthy press drop? Or a pre-recorded video reveal like last year? Whatever the format, this launch will define the rest of Apple's year. It will determine how users, developers, and even competitors view Apple's innovation trajectory. And if the leaks are accurate, we might just be on the verge of witnessing the most capable MacBook ever built, a machine that's not just faster, but fundamentally smarter.